Hi, students. Now let's talk about the procedure tab because you will need to do procedures. So that's up to you. You can use your book, your PCS book, or you can use a 3M coding system. So a couple of different things. Remember, we were in the diagnosis tab. Just got done with that video. We have, once again, the drugs tab, external cause, neoplasm. We want to go to the procedures. So I'm going to have everybody go to their ICD-10 CMPCS handbook that you used last year, and I'm going to have you go to exercise 9.1. So everybody flip to exercise 9.1, pause the tape, get to that point. Okay, so I'm going to start here with number 1. A couple of different things here. You can search sometimes by the root word or the root, or if you know it's medical surgical, which we have laparoscopic excision of the right ovarian cyst. So I know it's medical surgical. Keep in mind, then I'm going to look through to see, and I know that is the reproductive, female reproductive system. So then I got to think, what is my root? Okay, what is the operation? So this one, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's excision. So I'm going to go excision. And what are they excising? I'm going to go with ovarian or ovary. We know it's the right, so it's 0. Laparoscopic. We know that is going to be percutaneous endoscopic. No device. This is not diagnostic. And no qualifier. So there's my answer. Okay, let's see if we can go about this a little bit different route. So I know that my root is excision. Okay, this is something everybody is going to need to brush up on. And I'm going to go ovary. See how everything's still in green? That's good. Okay, if it went pink, that means they don't have that in the index. So I have ovary, correct? Okay, and I know it's right. So this gives me the first 4 letters of that procedure. So then I just need to go to the approach, percutaneous, no device, and then no qualifier. So I found it that route too. All right, let's move on to number 2. This is a little tricky. This goes back to we have diagnostic D&C. So if I go to dilation, it's really not going to take me to where I want to be. So here we have dilation. So what are they doing? Again, we have to look at that root. So if I even go to dilation, let's say the endometrium, nothing. See how everything's in pink? Okay, so I'm not getting anywhere that route. So I want to, let's just say I'm going to go to my next keyword. Give it a minute here. Okay, so it does take me there, but I have to know, is this an excision or is this an extraction? You take a minute to think about it. Go back to what extraction means, what excision means. And let's think about what that is. Okay, so this is really important. Remember, extraction is pulling out or off without replacement. For excision, they're cutting off or out with, or I should say, they're cutting out without replacement. Okay, so if you look here, if you look on your table 9.1, and they give you the example, this is a suction D&C. It's not an example of a lumpectomy, because a lumpectomy, they're taking out that lump, but they're not doing anything. They're pulling it out. They're not cutting, they're pulling. So I want to go with extraction. Okay, so now what are they extracting? That's my next. So let's go ahead. I go extraction. And then I know it's the endometrium. So it takes me right there. And what's my approach? This is a natural artificial opening. They're not doing it by scope. So 7's my approach. No device. And right in the description, it says diagnostic. So this is my code for number 2. Okay. All right. So let's go once again. If I start with the old-fashioned route, we know this is medical surgical, correct? What system? We know it's the female system. What route? We just talked about that. It's extraction, right? And then we know it's the endometrium. And then that takes us to our approach, device, and then we have diagnostic. So once again, there's a couple of different ways we can go about finding that code. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then you can be on your way to do your assignment for chapter review. So let's go below the knee amputation, distal portion, right leg. So I'm just going to type in amputation. Hey, what does it tell me? It says C detachment. One nice thing here, it takes me right to detachment, right? And we know that it is the distal portion of the right leg. Okay, so we know it's not the foot. We know it's the leg. So when I look at this, I need to figure out, we know it's the right and we know it's the lower, correct? So I'm going to go right here. And it almost gives me the whole code. Okay, so I have 0, Y, 6, detachment. H is the lower leg right. 0 is open. Z, no device. Here, qualifier. What is my qualifier? Okay, so we know that it is distal portion. So you need to go back and review this in your book so you know if it's high, mid, or low. So that's 3. That is our code for number 3 for exercise 9.1. So again, this is up to you. Some students still like to use their book. Some prefer the 3M system. I'm just giving you an extra way to find codes. I really do feel that once you get into the electronic mode, you will like it. Any questions? Please let me know, and best of luck on your assignment.